Today we're going to be working on part 3 of our severe weather assignment. We're going to make the graphs that are similar to the assignments that we did last week. So the first thing we're going to do is work with the top set of data, and that is your 5 states, the total, and the types of damage. So you're going to highlight all of those boxes, go to the Insert tab, and just similar to the line graph, now you're going to choose a bar graph. So when you put your mouse over the different graphs, it'll show you different representations of the same data. But we want one that's kind of 3D. It's kind of cool. It shows you all the states. It shows you the number in millions, and it shows you the type of damage. So we'll make this chart bigger in a second, but first we're going to add some axis titles and chart titles. So our chart title, let's see if I can, it is going to be hazardous weather by state. So there's our chart title. Now we're going to add axis titles. And the way you add axis titles is really similar to how we did the last one. So you click the plus button, you click axis titles, and then titles come up. So at the bottom, this is going to be states. And then on the side, this is going to be amount in millions. And the dollar sign at the end. So we're going to close that. Another thing you need to add, this axis title, you can put type of damage. You're also going to want to add a background to your chart. And the way that you do that, and I'm going to move it over a little bit more, is that when you click the chart and you right click, it'll say Format Chart Area, and then a box will come up. So under the paint bucket, you're going to click Fill, and right now it says Automatic, which means white, but we want to add a picture or texture. So you can choose from any one of these. Let's say I want water drops because we're talking about weather. I can change it to lighter so you can see my graph better, darker. That looks pretty good. You can go online and find a picture really similar to the way you've done it in Word before. You can look at clip art, you can look at images, it's up to you, as long as you have a background. So going back to our chart, and we can X out of that, there are different things that you can do. You can change the color of the bars to match your theme. So if I'm going with water or storms, maybe I want blue and gray, and that looks pretty good so far, so I'll stay with that one. Also, for style, there's different types of style, different types of ways that you can make your graph look. If you want different numbers to show up, if you want the boxes just to be outlined, it's up to you. So for this, you're going to want to make sure that you have all of the categories showing, which is the total damage, crop damage, property damage, injuries, and fatalities. So what you're going to want to do is make it bigger. Oh, that's a little too big. Okay, and you get the idea. So you're going to do the same thing with this set of data. You're going to go to the Insert tab, make the 3D chart. Okay, this chart is going to be called Hazardous Weather by Event. And your axis titles are going to be the same: event, amount in millions, and type of damage. So we'll close this, go over, add axis titles, and so on. So when you're done with these graphs, this graph isn't finished, but let's move on. I'm going to show you how to do the data bars. And data bars are just a different way to show you a representation of the data without making a graph. So for example, let's talk about the total damage in millions. So this is damage from California, Illinois, Minnesota, Oklahoma, Texas, and all of the United States. So if I want to see what the damage is, what it kind of looks like if it was a bar graph, I highlight it, click Insert. Oops, sorry, yours is in the Home tab. Click the Home tab where it says Conditional Formatting. You click that, click Data Bars, and you can choose which color you want. Pink looks kind of good for now, so I'm going to click pink. And you're going to do the same thing. Crop damage, highlight all of those, conditional formatting, data bars, and make it a different color. You want to be able to differentiate from the different data in each set. Okay, so here, for example, it's telling me that Texas had the most crop damage out of all of the states in the U.S. It almost had more than half of the damage of all of the U.S. And then here, for total damage, Texas also, well, it's a bigger state, but even compared to California, California didn't have that much damage compared to the rest of the United States. So you're going to continue the data bars with the rest of the data. You can make it solid if you want to, or you can make it gradient. It's up to you. Finish your graphs, and then you'll be done.